Well, as we enter the holiday season, I like to think that virtual reality gives you a great value and a bang for your buck. And it's something I've been saying for years. You buy a headset and then the world opens up. And I'm going to be doing Beat Saber competition and Beat Saber and some pistol whip this week, maybe some synth rider and mixed reality, just to show you again how much can be done for not a lot of money. And so with that very loose segue into the incredible power of seeing the world around you and staying in shape and getting movement and being in awe and perhaps learning to relax a little bit and just escape through the power of the metaverse. I hope you will join me in this journey.
Okay, UGG BTS and UGG. It's better to save, but sometimes it's hard to know where to start and it can be overwhelming. So we're going to work on that together all the month of December. And if that works, we'll continue to do it for good. So let's start there. I left off last time on the auto. And I think it's important to understand that. I'm going to go into more detail in each segment later. So today, I'm going to use auto more as the chance for you to watch all the way through. And we're going to talk about auto as the epitome of unpredictable expenses. Because we talked about housing earlier, we talked about food. I think auto, if you start just with rent, and we're going to get into home ownership later, but rent is pretty predictable. Groceries are pretty controllable. Utilities, within reason, you can do things to minimize them. But auto seems to be the number one thing where it's hard to save, hard to decide, and impossible, it would seem, to manage. Because we all make the good money after bad money on an auto. You have a repair, which is unpredictable, and then you say, oh my gosh, I spent all this money again. Should I get a new car or not? So for now, recognizing how difficult it can be, we're going to go into some of the variables and how to control them. So again, if we review housing, if you rent, because we'll get into ownership later, your rent is at least fixed for the year. They normally won't raise rent unless you've signed a short-term rental, which I don't think any of us are in. So for getting rent increases, which you can somewhat hope you can ask in advance, you now have a car, which seems like a money pit. And so how do you decide whether you're chasing good money after bad? Can't tell. But you do have the question about maintenance and how expensive that can be. And then you have oscillating gas prices, and you've got insurance. So you have to break down each component and decide, first of all, is it worth having? And how do you control it? And the best way is to save and recognize that the way to avoid crisis with expenses is to have a savings mentality in general and an emergency fund. I think auto becomes the number one, other than emergency healthcare crisis, where you do not have a choice but to repair it. Let's go. UGG. UGG. So bottom line is, we're going to create a workable plan where you save money, and that way when the car happens, you have the choice to buy a new one, a choice to have no car whatsoever, and then of course a choice to repair, which is usually the best short-term choice. And you'll learn more. Please subscribe. Speaking of savings, I have a store, and it's buy one, get one free. through the holidays. Please visit boomer-vr.com, boomer-vr.com. Please buy something. Thanks.